I'm going to just take you through a lot of the information I shared with you yesterday. But I did it off my head and it was a casual conversation. And you know better than I do how simple this process can be having a conversation with a homeowner or even a business owner. But this presentation will also be going out to people who have zero experience in renewable energy or are specifically solar, and maybe people who have no sales experience at all. And those are oftentimes the people who are the most successful in this because we don't have to unteach anything. They can come in here with a blank slate and we can just show them how simple it is to get out of the way, do what they've done their whole life and build some relationships, credibility and trust. Figure out what somebody wants to do, offer the opportunity to get information about something that could possibly change their life or the lives of people they care about. So that's really what this conversation is all about. And cutting to the chase, and I already shared this piece about the income earning policy, especially for like you who already has a lot of great things going on, and that is with any personal cost, you could or someone you care about could earn $1,000 per installed system by introducing homeowners. I put home on here, but it also include this slash building owners to us so that we can simply walk them the process of how to possibly help them save oftentimes tens of thousands of dollars over the lifetime of their ownership by upgrading their energy system to solar. So could be the end of the conversation. We'll keep going to the end. And it's as simple a conversation as it is to acquire what we call an army of renewable energy ambassadors. So that's a really cool part of what we're doing is the lead acquisition piece is dialed in. And I'll talk about the second piece of it later on. But, we do have a world-class ambassador program. And it's something that a lot of people are doing that is in place of a time job or just creates a nice little extra stream of income. So that's pretty cool. You already know a little bit about my background, and some of those logos, especially the one that says GDA Sales Training, are familiar with to you. But I'm most proud that I'm happily married since 5, proud father since 86. I'll be able to add proud grandfather 2024 pretty soon. I've been doing sales and communication, full-time entrepreneur this 20th year, and just blah, 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 other stuff. And a lot of that success is actually to your father introducing me into the wonderful world of consulting. But that's just about me. I've been a few places. I've seen a few things. My 92-year-old father, who I've been taking care of for the last now going on 3 years, and my amazing mom, who is protecting me from above. Nice. Whether it's this conversation with you, whether it's the conversation I want to have with projected to be a large number of people on Sunday evening and moving forward, all I look for is a conversation with somebody who has an open mind and an open heart to suspend whatever they think they know and feel and just receive the information about who we are, who we've helped, where we're going, and how we possibly could help you or oftentimes people who you care about to achieve their dreams and goals using this as a vehicle. And I that is the type of person that you are, and as well. I took the time to do a one-on-one with you as opposed to doing groups, which I normally do. I'm going to share a few with you that you already know, many of better than I do. One of the differences about Powur is it's not a traditional renewable energy company. It's not a traditional solar company. We're more of a solar brokerage, a real estate brokerage or a mortgage brokerage. We're more like we're a platform. Them to a lot of the platforms that you're probably already using, whether it's to order stuff or to watch movies or maybe even to buy real estate, to get some food or to go from one place to another. Already you're part of the global economy that leverages platforms to make the more efficient, productive, and oftentimes income earning type of a space. So that's the area that we're playing, And this is one of the reasons why we've been able to grow so fast in such a short period of time. And even though you had never heard about, with your experience in the industry, you'd never heard about Powur, 48 hours ago. This is an under the radar company that, because of our unique platform, providing the world's best solar equipment, financing, local installation, and warranties. And we have a very simple vision. And one of these, I'd love to introduce you directly to our CEO and founder, Mr. Jonathan Budd, who has this vision, and that is to simply accelerate the adoption of sustainable energy worldwide. And even before we started our conversation, you said something that hinted that this is a question that you've already had, and it's interesting how this is all coming together. That this opportunity with this group of servers, where this is what our art is. Just a little bit of background. Haven't heard of us, but this is a little bit about what we've achieved over the past few years. Officially, we were established in 2014. Now, in the beginning, we were a lead generation platform. Now, we're a very successful, seller for a very prominent solar company. And I know that we provided a lot of lead you got, even though you might not even know about it. Maybe they didn't go directly to you, they definitely went to your company. But in the last 4 years, specifically, when we transitioned from a lead generation only platform to a cost of goods model, where we actually do everything from acquiring the customer to making sure that the system is not only installed properly, but maintained and warranty covered, all kind of stuff. This is what we've been able to achieve. Over $1 billion. We just crossed $1 billion this month. Nice. This month, we just crossed $1 billion of cumulative sales, 30,000 plus solar installations. We launched the concept of a cost of goods sold month 4 years ago. And for the past 4 years, we've been named by Inc. magazine the fastest growing solar platform. They call it a solar company, 4 years running. I won't bore you with the accolades, but the thing I'm really most proud about to be associated with the company is the fact that we're a certified B Corporation. Now, there are very few people who really understand what a B Corporation means, because so few corporations qualify to be called that. Just know, a certified B Corporation is a for-profit company. I actually like that. A for-profit company that meets specific social and environmental performance standards that must undergo rigorous certification process to prove their commitment to social responsibility and sustainability. That's cool. And I never knew it was a question that I should ask myself. Am I part of a company that's a certified B Corporation? Am I dealing with, supporting, contributing to companies that are certified B Corporation? I didn't even know that existed, to be honest with you, a couple of months ago. But now that I realize that's really the gold standard of corporations, I have that as a filter to see if a company is really serious about what they say they care about. So we'll skip all the other stuff I already talked about, and of course, A+, Better Business Bureau, all kind of stuff. So basically, as we talked about before I started the recording, I truly believe, for myself, for my family, for what my dreams and goals moving on this next chapter is, I'm at the right platform at the right time. And when you look at people who know a lot more than I do, Warren Buffett said a while ago, not too long ago, energy regulation will be the largest transfer of wealth in history. He doesn't just make statements. He gives a lot of thought behind what he says. And when he says, it typically has a lot of weight behind it. So that's one thing that Warren Buffett said. A little bit more current as with regards to somebody who's in, kind of in the mix. Who Chris Sacca is. And Chris Sacca said, the wealth that is being generated in climate tech right now will wildly eclipse all of the wealth generated by the internet, total. So from not knowing this is opportunity to what two gentlemen who have a track record of success said, let's just say we might be onto something with regards to the timing of a business opportunity. Now, I'm definitely not a fan of graphs. I'm definitely not a huge fan of of visuals that have small type, but I just wanted to give you a big picture visual of when we started out 2014 in this referral type of a lead generation model. And then in 2020, when we went from doing a few $1 million here, a few dollars there, to suddenly from $8.8 million in 2019 to 96 million, 187, 30. Don't know exactly what we finished off with last year, but it's right in that range. But as I said, this month we surpassed $1 billion cumulatively. So we're on our way somewhere. And I just like this graphic, but we'll skip that. All right. So once again, you already know this from a vibration standpoint, but when I'm talking to business professionals, I want them to know some numbers behind what this opportunity is. And like we talked about, I can't remember if I started the recording or not. This is going to happen with without us, with or without me, with or without you, with all respect. This is happening. And we're just at the very beginning of what Warren Buffett said is the largest, transfer of wealth in history. The government has the goal to achieve 100% carbon-free pollution electricity by 2035. Now, people have their opinions of the government, but it's always a good idea to be on the front end of something the government is supporting. So because this is their goal, because it's the right thing to do and from an economic standpoint and just a global standpoint, they have, as you probably know, they're offering a 30% federal income tax credit to subsidize the installation and purchases of solar. So that means that automatically people can get a 30% discount in the form of a tax credit on a decision that they probably should have made already if they haven't made it yet. Now, these are the states that we're in right now. And I don't know the order that they were launched, but I do know the states that we choose are typically in the order of the states that make the most sense. So obviously we're in Maryland, where you're based out of. We're in California and Colorado and Texas and Florida. And we just launched Puerto Rico and Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken. Hawaii is probably the most recent market. And we're already, I think, that the fastest growing in that market also. So this is where we're playing right now. And the cool part about the global economy that you're already a part of is you can participate in every one of these states, regardless of where you physically live. Okay. Right now, I'm having a conversation with my brother who's in New Jersey. I have people who are in Maryland and in South Carolina. Let's just say South Carolina, that it doesn't matter where you physically are. Just imagine what you did in people's living rooms and knocking on doors back in the day, where if you didn't have to do that, if you didn't choose to, you can if you want to, but you can do it from the comfort of your home with your cell phone, which I'm on right now, or your laptop. It's pretty cool that you have the flexibility. And I'll talk about that it doesn't necessarily have to be you personally. If you don't want to, you can just hand it off to our world-class closers to do the deals for you. So a couple more quick ballpark pictures of the opportunity from a business standpoint. So this is the goal of the government. This is the tax credit they're giving to homeowners and business owners to upgrade to solar, which means they're saving in their energy costs. Right now, about 130 million homes connected to the grid. 90 million of those homes qualify for the tax credit. Currently, despite the efforts of companies like the ones you work for and all the ones these past, it's been decades now, only less than 5% have upgraded to solar. That means 86 million homes are ready to upgrade. And the biggest missing piece is not enough people know about the opportunity to save money by upgrading to solar, zero out of pocket. And that's really why we're having this conversation. Like we talked about yesterday, you can grow your business by addition, or you can do it by multiplication. Addition is an individual sales professional going out there and doing what he does to get his qualified homeowners and get the utility bill and walk them through the, you know the drill. Or you can have conversations with enterprise partners who are already touching those people every single day, but aren't taking advantage of offering extra value to them and getting in front of a purchase that they're probably going to make anyway. So whether it's realtors or mortgage brokers or roofers or financial advisors or anybody who's touching homeowners, these professionals, when they understand who Powur is and where we're going and how we help people, how we might be able to help them, they're seeing that simply turning their daily activity into an extra couple of questions, an introduction to us could add thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars and higher to their bottom line without having to take on the selling or the installation or the servicing part of the headaches of the deal. So this is a conversation, maybe possibly for another day, but you see how big this opportunity is. It's not just about an individual talking to a homeowner. It's about an individual, while they're talking to homeowners, knowing people who are selling houses and offering loans and doing other things, to say, hey, that roof that you just installed for that customer, when's the next time you're going to be able to offer that person a roof? Probably never, because you do a great job. The warranty's probably 30 years, and they might be able to give you a referral, but you might not be able to provide them value unless they happen to have another property. But if you say, hey, Mr. Customer, you just put on that roof, it's going to be around for a very long time. What if we could reduce your energy costs possibly to a point where we could actually pay for your roof? Would that conversation be of interest to you? Sure. Let me introduce you to to a very close friend and business partner who does that for you. I don't know if he can help you. All I know is he's helped people just like you save a lot of money. Here's his number. May I give him yours? That's really simple, right? And that's why we've been able to grow so fast. So with everything I've talked about, all right, that sounds great, Stephen. How can I get paid? How do we make some money? Once again, the easiest way is you or our other people are coming on board as ambassadors. They're simply referral partners. And right before this call, I actually sent you an email. See if you got an email from Powur. I'm not sure if you can pull out just for a second.
All right.
See if you got an email from
I'll
Powur.
check my phone.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it. Did you send it to my
Okay. Yeah.
AOL?
Yeah. Whichever one. That's okay. I'll
Oh, here we
resend
go.
you.
Oh, no,
Oh,
I found it.
you got it? Okay,
It
cool.
just didn't come up. Yep, I have it.
So just literally click confirm on it and take 30 seconds to create a login. I'm showing you how simple this is. Let me know when you're done.
Yeah.
So that's how easy it is, not only to enroll as an ambassador, and that means from this point on, if you ever, and you actually encounter these people every day, even though you don't realize it, if you ever happen to simply come across the path of somebody who is a homeowner or a business owner who owns a building, but we'll talk about homeowners right now. If you ever cross the paths of a homeowner who might be interested in saving money on their energy by upgrading the solar, and you say, hey, there's somebody I'd love to introduce you to. His name is StephenVRichardson. Blah, blah, blah. Here's his number. May I give him a number and you guys can have a conversation, see if he might be able to help you. And I do what I do. I do what you did at a very high level, and they decide that they want to upgrade. When the system's installed, give you $1,000. That is
Nice.
Literally during the normal course of your day, around your existing schedule. Ask a couple of extra questions, make an introduction, and you can do the own math on what you think is possible. So that's a piece of why we've been able to grow so fast, is because we just had this built into our lead generation system. Why not reward the people who are introducing people, people we never come across and possibly not be able to help? So hopping forward real quick, almost done. For people who want to take more opportunity, and here's the key part, doing the exact same effort of simply giving somebody a name. You have individual sales, which you already did at the highest level. You have mentorship sales. Mentorship sales, and I think I told you this yesterday, is once you sell a certain number of systems by yourself, and somebody like you who already has a solar sales history, you wouldn't have to even sell as many as a brand new person. Typically it's 3, but I think for a solar pro, it's actually just 1 system. Now, all of a sudden, you have the ability, once you sell, like basically 5 systems, then now you have the opportunity to be tagged as a mentor for other people who are just starting out or who don't want to do the work. So the way it works is somebody who's actually who wants to earn money, they can be an ambassador or they can be a distribution partner. The distribution partner is somebody who would actually go out there and get the leads, but they don't have to close them. We don't allow brand new people to close deals because this is a major conversation that has huge implications. It's a construction project. So we always assign them a seasoned mentor to have the conversations with the homeowner, to answer all the questions, to make sure everything is done properly, and that they have a great system that's going to help them save money and that don't have any hassles. So when you are leveraging a mentor, you split the sales, you set sales commission 50-50. So when you're an ambassador, you get $1,000 per system. No touch, all it is peek and pass. When you're a distribution partner, if you choose to do so, all you need to be is a lead gen person. You don't have to do the presentations. You don't have to close. You don't have to worry about all the details of the working with the project management team, all that kind of stuff. All you'd have to do, since you're in the system, is hand it off to a mentor and go about your merry way. If you choose to be growing toward a mentor one day, you want to have a more active participation in the process with people who you're introducing and working with your mentor. That's what we do as a training process to get you up to speed. So like we talked about yesterday, cost of goods sales model means you have full transparency of all of the costs of everything that a customer is purchasing, everything. From the adders to the mounting, to this, to that, to the inverters, everything, you see exactly how much the cost of it is and the markup, and you have control of moving that up or down to a certain degree. And the average, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but the average commission on a deal typically is $10,000 as far as the commission. I'm sorry, the commission, the margin. The selling portion of the commission is 70%. That means the average commission, and I'll be conservative, is between $6,000 and $7,000 per system. And you can do the math on how much you'd have to produce to earn a certain amount, and translate also what you used to do in the past and how much you would have been able to earn if you had been part of the system. So if you are the seller, the exclusive seller, you keep the entire 70%. If you have shared the sale with somebody else because you just started off, or because you want to be bothered with it, then you split it 50-50. If you're just an ambassador, you give the whole thing away, you just get your $1,000. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then there's a revenue share. So this is not about recruiting people to recruit people. We are building a sales force. But we know, just like when you're working with enterprise partners, to work by multiplication is better than working by addition. So if you see this as an opportunity, and we have spouses who are part of this, we have brother teams who are just absolutely knocking it out of the park. So it's a possibility to basically introduce this opportunity to others. And if they choose to be a part of it, they become direct to you in your organization. And you can also build a revenue share type of a model. I'm not sure if you ever got finance rebates, but you know that when you offer financing, the finance company is making a lot of money. And typically they don't share that with the solar salesperson, but we do. So you have finance rebates that you actually receive, and we're pre-IPO, and we actually award shares for certain performance. So very briefly, going down the home stretch to put the graphic behind something I already said, the average profit of a solar system is $10,000. Conservatively, that means the average personal commission for a solo seller, individual seller, is between $6,000 and $7,000. Has been less, but it's typically a lot more than that. Partner commission, when you're dealing with the mentor, if you're in the system as a distribution partner, you split that halfway. So the average commission, if you're just peeking and passing, is $3,500, and then that revenue share piece of it, of people who you're in the organization, you're probably doing absolutely nothing, but since you introduce them to the platform, every deal that they close, you're getting somewhere between 150 to 550, and then the finance rebate. Typically, every deal that you're closing yourself that's financed, you're going to get an additional $600 to $800, and then what the IPO is worth is an exciting conversation to talk about. So that's it. So when you look at the value of an opportunity, and I haven't even talked about all the bells and whistles with regards to the world-class proposal creation, platform that we create, the energy savings report, the world-class back office, the training, the link I sent you earlier today, just to give you a big picture of what this is about. All that is already built in, so you immediately have multiple world-class videos that go into basically capture pages that have your name and your email address. So when you send a video out to somebody, to a realtor or to a mortgage broker, specific videos created to just a seller, to a homeowner, then it all links back to you. The training that we have, a world-class events that who knows, hopefully I'll get my hug in Orlando in September, where our international convention is going to be. Let's just say there's a lot of value behind being part of the Powur family. So how much does that cost? How much should it cost? Probably better than I do, that when you start a traditional franchise or a traditional business, you have to spend a lot of capital up front to build it, whether it's a franchise free or employees or inventory or buildings or insurance or all that kind of good stuff, marketing, websites, design, back offices, blah, blah, blah. It costs a lot of money to start a business before you make $1, let alone profit one.
Yes.
Because of our business model, because of the new economy, it literally costs $99 to become a distributor and an $85 technology fee that, for the first time I've ever seen, is actually worth it, because it's not just having access to a back office, it's the world-class training, and more importantly, the world-class design tools and the capture pages, the landing pages, the marketing support that we have available. That's it. This is the only part that I almost want to be embarrassed about, because when you have something that has such huge value, and we can talk offline about how much some people are earning, and you can I don't need to say that, because the math.
Yes.
What you personally did. What's possible. The opportunity, and that basically you're going to get somewhere. If you're part of the deal as a distribution partner or as a mentor, you're getting somewhere between $3,000 and $10,000 per system. So you can do your own math. That's based on your own personal production. That's it. So I might have taken a little bit longer to walk you through it, especially to go ahead and enroll you as an ambassador. But whatever happens is a result of the stories that we tell ourselves. And when you're talking to a professional, somebody who has entrepreneurship flowing through their blood like you do, it's you can see it, whether or not you decide the timing is right and you want to be a part of it, that this thing is a freight train that is going somewhere. And personally, I decided to hop on board. But we all know that most people will never even hear about it. You never heard about Powur before 48 hours ago. Most people will see it, and for whatever reason, they'll tell themselves a story. They're too busy, they don't have the time, don't have the skills, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But this is the time for, I guess, there's no pressure, no expectation to decide if this is something you want to be in the front of and be a part of, or maybe even introduce somebody who you think might benefit from it. And that's it. So that I appreciate you allowing me to basically go through an entire presentation, even though I didn't plan on it. And with your
I love
permission,
it.
I'm gonna stop the recording if it didn't stop. That's cool.